Welcome today. Let me get our guest today on from Ping Pong Ring. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing so well, thank you.
Great.
Everything's good over in
Everything's
California.
great. It's a sunny day. For yesterday, we had rain for the first time. I can't remember how long.
It's a
It's
hard
been a
not
while.
life. It's been a while.
Yeah, that was our eventful day here in Los Angeles. How's
Oh,
everything for you?
gray. This whole week has been gray in Toronto, but it's all good. We've got jewelry here today to talk about, so
Absolutely.
it always makes the day brighter.
Absolutely.
So like right off the bat, I have to ask, what's this? This beautiful
Oh, this
necklace is stunning.
This little thing, I decided to wear a piece from the Crawford Collection today. This is by William Spratling, and the
Wow.
original design was made for Helena Rubinstein, and it's just one of those
Wow.
pieces that you just have to put it on. It's
Yeah.
just delicious. So,
What a showstopper. So I mean, let's just jump right into it. For those of us who may not be completely familiar with like the concept of art jewelry, like what's it all about? Where did it come from? And like how did it really shake up the jewelry industry during the 20th century?
yeah, I mean, the Crawford Collection is a pretty diverse collection. We have this segment of art jewelry in it. Our jewelry started, mid 20th century, around 1940s. One of the
Yeah,
first, mostly in the United States. The whole concept behind it was to create something was more about the idea than the
yeah,
actual material. Often leaning towards very inexpensive materials, base metals, things
yeah,
that we didn't perceive as of wealth. And so this is where it's an interesting move that started. Most our makers that we have in the Crawford Collection either were producing pieces in New York or on the West Coast up in the Bay Area.
oh
So we
wow,
have
very
those two
cool.
regions, and it's an interesting addition to the jewelry market. We all know it's very diverse, and there's lots of different facets of it. And sorry, I didn't mean to do them. I realized I had a pun in there, but you know, I the we had costume jewelry on the market. We had
Yeah,
fine jewelry on the market. This really met an area that we needed, and then
yeah,
it spoke to people who leaned towards more avant-garde styles or a better way of expressing, what artistic talents they had or whatever they were leaning towards. It really gave us that.
yeah.
So
Wow, it's so cool. So, I mean, this is a very big collection that's coming up for sale. It's a single owner collection, which makes it
yeah,
even that more incredible. So, I mean, like who are Jill and Byron Crawford? And in a time before the internet, right? Because that's when this
yes.
collection really came through. How did they amass such a huge collection? Like that's absolutely like incredible.
The Crawfords are still collecting.
Really, they're still
They've been
collecting.
collecting for 30 plus years.
Wow.
They're from here on the West Coast. Private collectors that have, like you said, pre-internet, were out there scouring, looking for pieces that were important to them. And not only did they
Yeah.
just buy one of every maker, they bought 20 plus of each piece.
Wow.
They encompassed artists from the beginning to the end of their careers. I mean, they have one of the best. And Jill told me a wonderful story I would love to share with you all. She would
Yeah.
travel, often sometimes within 48 hours. So she would be, book a trip to New York. She'd
Yeah.
plan 20 galleries to visit, plus a show. Often they had the Pier Show in New York. And then right away would return back on a red eye back to California. I mean, it's remarkable what she's been able to do and is
Yeah.
still doing and still collecting. So,
Very, very passionate collectors we're talking about here, right?
yeah.
And so they're still collecting. Are there any common themes that we really see throughout this collection, their collection, and what they look for and the items that are coming up for sale?
I would say specifically Jill sought after the best. She collected, across categories. I keep summing up the sale in a way of thinking of it as a regional reflection of what was going on,
Yeah.
mostly in the United States, because we have studio artists in the Bay Area, San Francisco, then all the way to New York City. You have Southwest with Native American, Mexican silver, which again, that's, you know, it's interesting. So she had this great amass, but I would say the best thing between it is just collecting the best of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a collection, nor I don't think we'll see this for quite, you know, maybe never. It's something that's so special. It's great to tell the story. And one thing I'll note is that this is just the highlights of what we will be selling. This is one of the first of many sales for us.
Yeah.
There were, you know, we're almost 1,500 pieces that will be coming to the market. So
wow, that's incredible.
Isn't that amazing? So we'll have this collection of 314 lots, and then more to come in 2022.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I think one of the pieces that got me the most excited were seeing the lava bangle from Art Smith.
Yes.
Along with, there was another one, it was more skeletal with the brass. It was absolutely, oh my gosh, you have it. I have to show things. There's no point to do this unless we bring jewelry to show. So like, this is the modernist cuff. Yeah, the modernist cuff. And it was like, this is art jewelry at like its absolute greatest, right? Like it's such an incredible piece, and it's so iconic for like the time in Art Smith, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Art Smith was an interesting character. I think we're talking about him a lot now, which is great.
Yeah.
It's time to bring his name to the market. You know, he created jewelry in 1940s, Greenwich Village. You can see his influence of his interests of jazz music, of culturally what was going on. And I mean, he was making jewelry that was affordable and approachable, but was wearable art. Again, we're using that word. So, I mean, it's amazing here. A lot of museums are acquiring his pieces now. He's an important part of history. This is one of my favorites. This is the Josephine cuff.
Oh, wow.
And you can see, and I'll show you the back. So you can see the wiring and how it's kind of raised.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of movement in it. And the way that they did this, you know, he left a lot of the patina underneath the wiring. So it gives it kind of a bit of a frame right there. And it's almost like Josephine Baker dancing across the cuff.
Definitely, I can see that. And I love how the wire kind of goes from like raised to being flattened out when it bends back on itself. Like it's just full of these like nuances, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see I mean, this is just so dynamic.
So beautiful. So are there any kind of more obscure names in the sale that, you know, a lot of people may not have heard of before?
Yes, we have pieces here. You know, Ed Weiner here. This piece here with the gold and the cabochon and the various cut stones. You know, he was an important part, friends with Sam Kramer, making jewelry same time. He was influenced a lot by Byzantine art.
Oh yeah, you can really see that. And
traveling abroad, and you can see that influence in here on this piece.
Yeah.
Another kind of more lesser known in general masses is Maccarini, San Francisco artist. This is fantastic. I was debating on this necklace or the Maccarini necklace.
So is that wood? Brass and wood?
It is. It's brass and wood, and you can see the detail here. I'll show it close if that's in focus. And on the reverse, you see the signature. He signed it on everyone. And this is an earlier piece for him around 1940s. So I just love that. He did a lot with like bringing out what he considered the soul within. And a lot of it was mixed metals with various types of patina on it. And so you can see in our sale a lot of that influence, which I love so much.
Yeah. So, you know, what are some of the most like hotly anticipated pieces coming up in the sale? Like, I think there's one that's like really, really great.
The first box, so I was invited to preview this collection and I didn't really know what was there. I was just kind of told a vague understanding. And so I show up and the first box I see and open is the Pablo Picasso Grand Faun. And I dare I say I gasped. I mean, when you open things like this, it's pretty special. So, so I saw this piece and I'll show it to you. It's a pendant. This is one of the larger pieces. You can see the back here, made by Atelier Hugo. Important piece. We've had them authenticated by them, which is really special. Amazing, amazing piece. And I just want you to understand the scale of it.
Yeah.
So here you can see, I mean, no one would miss you wearing this. It's very, very
No.
special.
And it's so, it's a really versatile piece, right? If you just wore it, like you could wear it on a silk cord hanging low, like you could get like a really stunning, like high carat chain, wear it high. Like it's something that's, you know, really transforms when you put it on, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's just, and you see this idea of grand fond repeated throughout his artwork. I mean, his jewelry is not as, you know, people aren't flocking for it as much as their
Yeah.
paintings in a lot of ways, even on exhibit at museums, but these themes are throughout the entirety of his works, and you can
Yeah.
see it repeated. And that's what I find so special about this concept of wearable art. Here you can
Yeah.
put it on a necklace and wear it somewhere, wherever you like.
Yeah.
Another collection that I'd say, another few pieces that we're very excited to sell are Loloma, Charles
Yes.
Loloma.
Charles
These
Loloma.
are, I
Stunning.
have to show you these. I mean, they're just fantastic. The hard stone and the way it's sandwiched, the height and the depth of it, nothing like it. We have two cuffs here, two versions here of this.
So
And,
incredible.
you know, it's a lot of representation of like what was physically it looks like in the Southwest, the feeling of it, the colors, the ambiance of it.
Yeah.
And they were very, you know, they were in tune to nature and
Yeah.
what was going on and representative of that. Another one that I love so much is the Preston Menenge.
This is my absolute favorite piece in the entire sale. It's no secret, just the way, like the height of it and the way the materials really look like planets and stars. It's just so exceptional.
Yeah, I mean, it's directionally, they consider 6 directions, north, south, east, west, and then above and below. And this is kind of that concept of above, of nights, and it's called the night sky cuff. And
Yeah.
I'll show it when worn. I mean, it's just like so special. So
Wow.
love this piece a lot. One of my favorites, absolutely. I mean, I have so many favorites. Another piece that I think is going to be, we can go back to Art Smith.
Yeah.
This is the half and half necklace. Great. And this is very iconic. We've seen this, you know, in books, used everywhere with Art Smith. And I think this will be an important piece to come up for sale. And again, on scale, you can kind of see, probably I won't wear this with Helena Rubinstein, but.
Fantastic. So, I mean, you know, do any of these jewels have like a unique backstory to them? I mean, each one is unique in itself, right? But, you know, is there anything really out there that's interesting?
I mean, so we were able to hire several, you know, scholars within the field. I would very much encourage you to read our intros that we have on here. I think they're all important in their own right. There's a couple pieces though I think are interesting. Loloma made this cuff here, and it's very simple. It's this idea of volcanic rock, unpolished, right?
Yeah.
And then if you reverse it, do you see this butterfly?
It's a butterfly? Oh, okay. Wow.
And, you know, uncovering this piece is really interesting to me because it's not the design, the most of the design is hidden and it's meant for you personally.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful piece. I think it's a nice surprise, and the sentiment is meant for the wearer, and you wear it against your skin. I mean, it's very special. We have another belt buckle. This one's quite large, so I'll show you. Loloma as well, and it's that another hidden concept design with that. I mean, it's just so fantastic. All the turquoise here, coral, lapis. I just love this piece. So that's another great. You know, Jill knows she's a Rolodex of information on all these lots. She remembers where she purchased it, how much, the story behind it, and that shows the passion of a collector. And we're all collectors in our own right. And I would suggest you catalog and mark your pieces so you can remember these stories.
Yeah. So the back to the Loloma cuff that you had just shown us, are on the front, it looks like there's some gemstones that are peeking through a little bit, like it kind of gives like or was I missing it?
Yes, that's one. There's one spot.
Oh, there's one spot.
See the turquoise
below, so it's
which,
just giving you the idea that there might be something underneath.
Yep, and you see that hint of color, right? Isn't that
Wow,
so clever?
that's so clever.
Yeah.
I love it. So for someone who's looking to build their own collection of art jewelry and they're just starting out, I mean, this is a pretty great opportunity to get in on some really exciting pieces that previously had been locked up in a private collection, right? So, I mean, where do you think is the best place to start?
I think you just need to figure out what speaks to you personally. I mean, jewelry is all about sentiment and passion and emotion, and so find
Yeah,
out what speaks to you. I'm particularly in love with Betty Cooke.
I
She's
love
one of
Betty Cooke.
I know she's one of the living studio artists alive today, and this is one of her pieces here. She's interesting because she uses a lot of circle and lines. So you see the
Yeah.
circle, you see lines. We have this amazing dynamic necklace of hers. Let me pull this out for you. I can't even show this on video and scale very well. It's a gold necklace, and it's these half circles, but it just keeps going. And so you can wear
Wow.
it down long, or you can combine it together, if you can see here.
Oh, so it can loop up onto itself.
So, personally for myself, I find the Betty Cooke jewelry really inspiring. There's a lot of
Yeah.
femininity in her shapes and the fluidity of it. Find out what speaks to you. I mean, Betty Cooke has an exhibit that just opened at the Baltimore Museum that's open through
Okay.
January 22nd. If you're in the area, I would
Yeah.
go. Research, read, know the stories of these artists. That's what's so special about this. It's not just a diamond bracelet, right?
Yeah.
Here we have pieces that you will know who they are once you see the design. And I would just learn about their history and what inspired them and how they found their designs and all of that. I think that's very
Yeah.
important with pieces like this.
Yeah, and especially Betty Cooke, she was such like a pioneer of her time, right? Like this is somebody who went to school to get, their art degree in the 40s, right? And to see
Yeah,
them, which is, absolutely incredible. And she really pushed through. And I think another one of my favorite pieces are the hematite rings,
yes,
where I think, does the hematite piece turn?
they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do turn. Yeah, and it's just so incredible. So, so incredible.
And I encourage you to come and preview it in person. If you're in Los
Yes.
Angeles, come and visit us. We'll be on preview starting Thursday through Monday with the sale on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, October 12th. So a week
Yes.
today. So
Yes.
mark it
Oh my
in your
gosh.
calendars.
I'm not
Mark it
ready
in your
yet.
Everybody needs to mark it in their calendars. If anybody has any questions, they can reach out to you.
Yes,
Or
please
with
do.
Yeah.
You can reach out and we can provide my email. I can add it in the comment section if you'd like.
Okay. We have a few more minutes. Are you up for taking a few questions if anybody has
Yeah, I'd love
questions?
to.
Yeah, so ask away in the comment section if anybody has a question.
I'm posting my email for everyone there.
Perfect.
We'll see if we get some questions. I see all you waving hello out there. Do you have any questions for us?
Maybe not.
In the
It's
meantime,
okay.
I can
Yeah,
show,
let's
I
see
realize
some.
I can maybe show you one more piece if you'd like.
Yeah, I would love to. I'm always up for looking at jewelry, so you know me.
We have some amazing Mexican silver, Spratling being the father of it, but we also have some cuffs
Wow.
by Pineda and by Los Castillos here, and this is a bracelet that when worn, and we actually have the pair to it, so you can have both.
Oh, you can have both
on each wrist.
That's
so
fantastic.
Wonderful, wonderful to see in person.
Is this one of the pieces from Taxco?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So Mexican silver, Taxco region, and we will have an entire Mexican silver sale coming up in 2022. So this is kind of just a little bit of sprinkling of it to see what we have, but just lovely. So
amazing. All right, Emily, thank you so much for sharing all of these beautiful and exciting pieces. And
absolutely.
We can't wait to see them go to the sale. If anybody's watching that ends up with one of these pieces, congratulations. They're all exceptional. And you're really getting a piece of jewelry design history here. It's very exciting to see these pieces.
Well, thank you so much. I really
Thank you.
appreciate the chat.
And looking forward to seeing you next time.
Yes, thank you. All
All right,
right.
take care. Bye
Bye. Bye,
bye.
all.